Next theorem says, theorem 2.9, every composite number n has a prime factor which is less than or equal to the floor function root n. Every composite number n has a prime factor less than or equal to floor function root n. We prove using contradiction. Here our number is n, that is composite number. There are positive integers a and b. Choose two positive integers a and b. We know that n is a composite number, therefore it has a multiple of two numbers, or n is a multiple of two numbers or more than two numbers. Choose a, b. We know that n equal to multiple of two numbers, that equal to n equal to ab. Also a lies between 1 and n, b lies between 1 and n. Okay, suppose a greater than root n, that is we choose a greater than root n and b greater than root n. That means 1 less than a less than n is the first case. If that is not possible, then suppose a greater than root n and b greater than root n. Okay, then n equal to ab. N equal to ab, which is greater than root n into root n, that equal to n, which is impossible. Therefore either a less than or equal to root n or b less than or equal to root n. Since both a and b are integers, it follows that a less than or equal to root n or b less than or equal to floor function root n. A less than or equal to floor function root n or b less than or equal to floor function root n. Because we got a, b greater than n, that is not possible. Okay, then we have a less than or equal to root n or b less than or equal to root n. Since both a and b are integers, it follows that a less than floor function root n or b less than root n. Using previous lemma, every positive integer greater than or equal to has a prime factor. Therefore any such factor of a or b is also a factor of a into b. A or b is also factor of a into b, that equal to n. You know that a, b equal to n. So n must have a prime factor which is less than or equal to the floor function root n. Next, determine whether 1601 is a prime number. You know that 1600, its root is 40. 1600, root of 1600, that equal to 40. This number is greater than 1600. Okay, first list of all primes, that is less than or equal to root 1601. We know that 1600 root 1600 equal to 40. Therefore you choose below 40 prime numbers. There are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31 and 37. Okay, next prime number is not including this set, since sum of them is a factor of 1601, then 1600 is a prime, since none of them, because 2 is not a factor of 1600. C is not a factor of 1601. 5 is not a factor. 7 is not also factor. Since none of them is a factor of 1601, the above mentioned numbers is not a factor 1601. Therefore, 1601 is a prime. This number says to find the prime numbers. We know that 1 is not a prime number, 2 is prime, 3 is prime, 4 is not a prime, 5 is prime, 6 is not a prime, 7 prime, 8 not prime, 9 not prime, 10 not prime, etc. We choose all numbers, we find all numbers, then we know that the number 89 is the final number less than 90 and 97 is the last number less than 100. 97 is the prime number less than 100. Okay, the biggest prime number less than 100. Okay. Next, example 2.23. Prove that there is no polynomial f of n with integral coefficients that will produce primes for all integers n. Prove that there is no polynomial f of n with integral coefficients that will produce primes for all integers n. There is no polynomial f of n. Proof by contradiction. Suppose there is such a polynomial f of a equal to, you know that the polynomial is of the form f of n equal to ak n raised to ak plus ak minus 1 n raised to k minus 1 plus etc. a1 n plus a0. The variables are n. Variable is n. ak n raised to k and ak minus 1 are coefficients. Okay, and ak not equal to 0. This is the kth degree polynomial. Let b be some integer. Since f of n is always prime, b be some integer. Since f of n is always prime, f of n means our polynomial is always prime, f of b must be a prime p. That is f of p. If f of n is always a prime, then f of b must be a prime. Okay, that is f of b equal to p. That means f of b equal to ak b raised to k plus ak minus 1 b k minus 1 plus etc. a1 b plus a0, that equal to p. Let t be an arbitrary integer. Choose an arbitrary integer t. Then f of the above function is f of b. Here the function is f of b plus tp. F of b plus tp. Here p is prime. F of b. Therefore f of b plus tp, that equal to ak plus b plus tp raised to k plus ak minus 1 into b plus tp raised to k minus 1 plus etc. a1 b plus tp plus a0. Okay. Using expansion, the first term is b plus tp raised to k. Here the first term is b raised to k and all other terms are multiple of t. Plus second term ak minus 1 into b plus tp raised to k minus 1. We know that the first term b raised to k minus 1, the remaining terms all are multiple of t plus etc. We choose the elements, first elements, that equal to ak b raised to k. Here the first element ak b raised to k. Here the first element ak minus 1 b k raised to minus 1. Here a1b. Okay. Then the term is ak b raised to k plus ak minus 1 b raised to k minus 1 plus etc. a1 b plus a naught plus the remaining terms are multiple of t is a multiple of t that equal to g of t. Okay, then p into g of t, all other terms are multiple of p into g of t, where g of t is a polynomial in t. Thus f of b plus tp equal to f of b plus tp equal to p plus pg of t. You know that this is a polynomial. Already we say this is p. Okay, and p plus p g of t. Then the function becomes, choosing p outside, p into 1 plus g of t. Okay, p into 1 plus g of t. Therefore f of b plus tp equal to p into 1 plus g of t. So p divisible by f of b plus tp, because this is p into 1 plus g of t. F of b plus tp equal to p into 1 plus g of t. Therefore p is divisible by f of b plus t of p. You know that some number, any number that x equal to ab, x equal to ab, then a is divisible by x. Okay, here a is p and b is 1 plus g of t. Then p is divisible by f of b plus tp by every value of f is a prime, but every value of f is a prime, so f of b plus tp must be a prime, and hence f of b plus tp equal to p. Thus f of b equal to p, f of b equal to p, that equal to f of b plus tp. This implies f takes on the same value infinitely many times, since t is an arbitrary integer. But f of n is a polynomial of degree k, so it cannot assume that same value more than k times, yielding a contradiction. F of n is a polynomial of degree k. It cannot assume the same value more than k times, yielding. This get a contradiction. Thus, no polynomial with integral coefficients exists that will generate only primes. Okay. If f of n is a polynomial of degree k, we get f of b equal to p equal to f of b plus tp. That means our function f of n is a polynomial of degree k that cannot assume the same value more than k times, where all values are p. Therefore that assume the same value more than k times. Thus no polynomial with the integral coefficient exists that will generate only primes.